Hello, everyone. So, I guess they've got a new system here on YouTube for the way streams work. Um, Damn, I'm not even sure how to use this because it seems that I'm going to use getting people in here. Dang. I guess they've stripped out all of the classic stuff for Hangouts. So I'm going to have to go with OBS and Discord, which means I'm going to have to set up something new. Well, I guess we're going to call this a night then, even though I wanted to talk about, well, I can go ahead and talk about some stuff here. There was a homicide here in Tennessee. A 4-car crash kills a 22-year-old man on Saturday near Knoxville, Tennessee. Franco Cambria Francisco Eduardo, 44, now faces homicide charges in addition to not having a driver's license, not having proof of financial responsibility, which means he didn't have insurance. Arrest records show he is on hold for Immigration and Customs Enforcement. And this is yet another example of an illegal alien killing an American citizen. Investigation found around 6:40 p.m. Saturday. A Chevrolet pickup truck was traveling north, and it crossed into the southbound lanes and hit a Honda Civic. The result was a 4-car crash. 22-year-old Pierce Kennedy Cochran of Knoxville was the driver of the Civic and was killed. Emergency responders took Cochran's girlfriend, who was a passenger, to the University of Tennessee Medical Center, but he was pronounced dead. She was treated for injuries which were not life-threatening. Cochran was the son of the Knoxville Fire Department Captain D.J. Cochran. So yeah, this is another example of an illegal alien killing an American citizen in an accident that should have never occurred in the first place because he shouldn't have been here. Now, Washington State has got some disturbing new news. Apparently, after the first of the year, Washington State is going to allow human composting. Now, this is from NBC News here. It's a novel approach known as recompositing. Involves placing bodies in vessels and hastening their decomposition into nutrient-dense soil that can be returned to families. The aim is a less expensive way of dealing with human remains that is better for the environment than burial, which can leach chemicals into the ground, or cremation, which releases earth-warming carbon dioxide. People from all over the state who wrote me are very excited about this prospect of becoming a tree or having a different alternative for themselves, said State Senator Jamie Peterson, a Democrat who is responsible for the bill in the Washington legislature to expand the option of disposing of human remains. The recomposting bill would also make Washington the 17th state to allow alkaloid hydrolysis, the dissolving of bodies in a pressurized vessel with water and lye until just a liquid and bones remain. Pedersen plans to introduce the bill in the new legislative session beginning next month. So that is what Washington State has going for it. Now, this is one that I picked up this week, and I don't know how much of it's going to actually end up happening or who's going to get talked to about this. But there was an issue in Ohio. A medical resident at the Cleveland Clinic was fired after multiple anti-Semitic social media posts were revealed. In her bio, the anti-Semite Dr. Laura Kolob states that when she isn't practicing medicine, she enjoys learning about other cultures. Now, from July 2018 to September 2018, Dr. Laurel Kobla worked at the prestigious Cleveland Clinic. And the clinic fired her after messages which were posted on her Twitter feed were flagged. In many of her tweets, she was that were captured by the Canary Mission, Dr. Kolob exposed her deep hatred towards Jews. In a tweet below, Kolberg laughed about a friend's husband who worked in an Arabic restaurant that kicked Yuda, or Jews, out of the restaurant. Then he came looking for Israeli hummus. Another tweet, she compares Jews to dogs. She apparently hates America, like she hates Israel. In her tweets, Kolob talks about Haifa, Israel is like America and wasn't special to me. In another tweet, the Muslim doctor tweets about an airport that is literally full of Jews, and she claims that she had an evil staring contest with the Jew because he was staring. Now, the tweet that really caught everybody's attention was when she openly and adamantly admitted that she had given Jews the wrong medication while working as a doctor in the clinic. Now, I'm not going to say the woman can't believe what she wants to believe, but if she's practicing medicine and giving out the wrong prescriptions, that's criminal. And she should be prosecuted, not just fired. Because realistically, that could kill the people that she gave the medicine to, especially if they have an allergic reaction. It's not tolerable. This is something that can't really be allowed to continue in society, is a medical practicing doctor handing out incorrect prescriptions. Plenty of doctors have gone to prison over this. Plenty of doctors have been disbarred because of behavior like this. Many doctors have literally been banned from practicing medicine for prescribing incorrect medication. And here she is bragging about it on Twitter. This realistically shows a fundamental lack of respect for the human condition. It shows a lack of compassion for those that are ill. And it shows a deep-seated hatred towards other individuals who are different. People want to talk about white supremacy and white nationalism and American nationalism, and yet they don't want to talk about this kind of stuff. This is horrible. This is something that could cause serious harm to American society, allowing doctors to prescribe medication inaccurately. And the fact that this has happened in a prominent Cincinnati clinic, and the fact that it was a Muslim female doctor who was doing it and then boasting about it on Twitter. It seems that we've kind of lost the idea that we need to start holding people responsible for their actions. This woman deserves more than just firing. And I hope that her prescriptions didn't harm anyone. But the fact that they were prescribed the incorrect medication knowingly is well beyond an act of negligence, And I don't know what else we could realistically do besides holding her criminally negligent and malpractice. And I think she should be sued for it. but I seriously doubt that's going to happen. I do want to thank everybody coming in late. Sorry about the different format than usual. It appears that YouTube is changing the way they're doing their live streaming setup, and I'm going to have to do a little experimenting to make sure I can get some other people in. Just to recap, we are currently talking about a Dr. Kolob who in Cincinnati was prescribing medicine to Jews, knowingly incorrectly prescribing medicine to Jews. She was giving them the wrong meds. The individual was employed as a supervised resident at the hospital from July to September. She is no longer working with the Cleveland Clinic at this point in time. In no way do the beliefs reflected by those reflect our organization. We fully embrace diversity, inclusion, and cultural safety and respect across the entire health system. That is actually a quote from the Cleveland Clinic and their social media managers. Now, Ms. Kolob's social media accounts were closed earlier this year, but the fact that this didn't make, just late 2018, but the fact that this information didn't make a serious public announcement is kind of disturbing, because these people need to know that they were given the wrong meds. And this kind of stuff does need to be talked about. Nobody should be given the wrong meds. And people who are this disturbed can't be in these positions of power. Now, I do want to go ahead and bring up one more thing, and that is Representative Jackson Lee wants a study of reparation for slave descendants and is demanding that Congress fund such a study and that it be brought forward to be put on the dockets to be looked at in 2019. Now, this is a bit crazy as well. And I cannot believe in this day and age we are actually talking about the idea of paying people reparations who were not physically harmed or who were not even alive during the harm that has been perceived. I mean, slavery's been gone for over 140 years, people. Slavery ended in the 1860s. The 1960s, we had the Civil Rights Movement. That was 100 years later. We're now in 2019, about to be in 2020. This is over 150 years ago. No one alive today was ever held as a slave. None of the slave holders who held slaves is alive today. There is no way to fix what happened in history. It is history. You can't change history because history has already occurred. All you can change are current actions and attempt to deter future actions. Past actions have happened. You cannot change that they have happened. Now, you can seek forgiveness if you infringed on somebody else. You can try to repair damage that you have personally done by making amends. But if the individual who did the damage is not alive, other people can't make amends for their damage. There's just no way. It's happened. There is nothing you can do to change it. There is no way to repair that damage that occurred. And so the idea of studying reparations and preparing to pay out reparations Makes absolutely no sense. But that is what this rep wants. Now, of course, we are still in the middle of a government shutdown, which I don't know about you, but I'm feeling pretty good about the government shutdown. I mean, it's been shut down for several weeks now. There are rumors that Representative Pelosi will not reopen the government until she locks up her speakership. Now, what's really funny is she's claiming that once she's speaker, she's going to introduce legislation without wall funding that she thinks she can force the government back open. But one of the things she seems to be missing is that the House of Representatives and the Senate are to create the budget to hand over to the executive. But because they have to pass it as a bill, the executive branch can veto it. Now, the Democrats don't have a 2/3 majority in the House, and they don't even have a majority in the Senate. So I don't see how Nancy Pelosi, Speaker or not, can force a budget without wall funding through President Trump's veto, like she's claiming she can. I don't honestly think it's going to happen. What I think is going to happen is she's going to cave to wall funding once she becomes speaker and let him have his win. And I honestly think that this will be bad for Democrats in that it's going to expose the lie. The lie is that they don't care about border security. All they care about is power. Well, I know that this was kind of a very poorly set up front porch talk. I am going to see about doing some work with Streamlabs and Discord, and I'm going to see if I can get something set up to be a much better layout for next week. I am planning on continuing to do my live streams weekly, by the way, people. So please feel free to come by and take a look. And as always, have yourself a beautiful week.